It's Kayla with the Celebration Company. Happy Monday, y'all. Hopefully, you're having a great Monday. I'm glad to see you today. Um, I am just busy, busy, busy today, and part of that is just getting ready for the Pinners Conference. So, we're going to this Pinners Conference in April next month. So, we're literally just a little over a month away, and I'm just getting very overwhelmed by it. This conference that we are going to, trying to make sure this is going to come up because it's still not coming up for me. There we go. So this conference that we're going to in April is in Atlanta, and it is this really big conference in this big convention center, and thousands of people will be coming. And we had the brilliant idea of setting up a booth at the Pinners Conference. The Pinners Conference, I have never been to. I know some of you all have been. So if you've been to the Pinners Conference, let us know in the comments what you thought about it. But it's essentially sort of derived from Pinterest, but it's not affiliated with Pinterest. And so it's sort of that whole idea of all the things that you would pin on Pinterest, your crafts, your DIY home decor, fashion, health, travel, all of those different types of things with a pretty large group of it being DIY, crafting, that sort of area. So that's what it's sort of all about. And so we are going as a vendor and also as a presenter. So we're going to be presenting and teaching 2 classes. And then we have a really big booth that is going to have our product in it. And we're going to get to just meet people and talk to y'all and get to know you and all the things. So, and then we're also doing, while we're there, a meet and greet, a Meet the Makers event where you all can come and get some one-on-one time with us. It's just going to be a really fun time. So, this is really, we haven't done very many of these type of events. We've never done an event this big, first of all. We have done, like our town has something called the Twilight Festival, which is kind of like a fall festival type of a thing. We have done that, which didn't go well. And we have done we did another show a long time ago that did not go well. And so we are really hoping this is going to be different. We are changing so much about the way that we've done things before. So anyways, it's just a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, right? And we have literally been, since we decided to do this about a month ago, have just been non-stop. And so this is what we're doing today, something that we came up with in order to promote our craft paper while we're at the Pinners Conference. So promoting a digital product is really hard, and trying to figure out the best way to promote that is really hard. So what we came up with are these mood boards. So on our bookshelf, if you got to see our booth setup, then you saw the bookshelves. So there's 2 big bookshelves. And one of the bookshelves is going to have these mood boards on it for our craft paper subscription. We chose 8 previous craft papers that we had designed. So we've done a lot. So trying to find 8 of our favorites was really hard. But we chose 8 of our favorites, and then we're putting together these little mood boards. And then alongside them, so this will sit on the shelf, and then on the same shelf will be a couple of projects that we've created using the craft paper. So you all tell me, does that, if you were to see this at a booth or somewhere, you were to see this little mood board, and then you were to see the finished pieces, would that give you a little bit of an idea of what this is? Because I feel like trying to explain what the craft paper subscription is really hard. And so we're hoping that this is one way. We're doing multiple different things, but hoping this is one way that's going to kind of get the point across. So that's what we're making today. We're making one of these boards. We also may be making a craft piece that's going to be shown with it. I'm going to respond to your all's comments really quick, and then we'll hop into it, okay? Because I have not responded to your comments yet. So if you're watching, hello. Hi, Teresa. Happy Monday. My weekend was really good. I hope yours was too. Hi, Jamie. Hey, Joyce. Hello, Carol. Hi, Catherine. I'm good. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Danae. Thank you so much. Hey, Aletta. Hi, Amy. This is such a good sweatshirt in there. This is a Simply Southern sweatshirt, and let me tell you all, Simply Southern sweatshirts are probably one of the best sweatshirts ever. Hands down, they're the most comfortable. I highly recommend them. Hi, Jamie Thompson. She said she baked the coconut cake yesterday, and it was very good. I'm so glad to hear that, Jamie. Hi, Teresa. Thank you so much, Teresa. Hi, Jackie. Hey, Dale. Hello, Yinny from YouTube. Hi, Jenny. Good afternoon. Hey, Carol. Teresa, we do not have a ton of people signed up yet for the meet and greet for the Meet the Makers event. But hoping that still a lot of you all decide to come. If not, and we have just a small group, that's totally fine too. Larissa says, are you using a moving truck to get everything down there? The booth looks great. Larissa, we are not actually. We have actually someone is lending us a 6 by 12 foot trailer, enclosed trailer. And then we've also got a pickup truck and another vehicle. So hoping and praying that everything fits in there and that we don't have to get a big moving truck, because none of us want to drive a moving truck to Atlanta. Okay, good. I'm so glad to hear that, Danae. Hi, Teresa. Thank you all. Mood boards and finished projects. Great idea. Thank you, Lisa. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Love the visual projects with the paper. It'll trigger their own pause. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm so glad that y'all think it will help. All right, so we're going to make one. I'll show you how to make it. These mood boards are what designers do a lot, or fashion designers, things like that. If you're like designing a room, like a kitchen or a living room or something like that, then you would maybe they would put like a sample of the flooring and a few fabric samples and the paint sample and a couple of pictures of some furniture and stuff like that. So that's kind of where the idea came from, is to take kind of all the elements of the specific craft paper collection and put them all together onto one. So at one glance, you can sort of see everything and get a good mental picture of what that specific month's craft paper was about. And also to give you just kind of a whole picture of some of the things that you would get if you were a craft paper subscriber. So Mom and I went through and we chose 4 of her designs and 4 of my designs, which was really hard because, y'all, we've done this for at least 2 full years now. And so that means that we have 48 total designs at least. Okay. So that was not easy to do, but we did narrow it down and we came up with a few. So this is one, the Retro Fruit Market. This is one that's finished. That's one that we're taking. And another one that we're going to do is the Victorian Christmas. So this one is one that Mom designed. And it's just one of my favorites. I did have 2 pieces already made that used this specific craft paper. So I will be taking these 2 pieces with us and displaying them with the mood board. Okay. But let's put one of these together. So I'm just using some foam board. This I got off of Amazon. You can definitely use the Dollar Tree foam board, but I can't find it at my Dollar Tree. recently. It's just not there. So we're going with this one, and this came cut smaller, which actually worked really good. They are still a little bit too big though for what I need. So these are 11 inches by 14 inches. My shelves only have 10 inches space. So we're cutting these down to 10 inches so that they fit in the shelf. So I am just using a yardstick and then a sharp utility knife. Anytime you're using foam board, you want to make sure that you've got a really sharp utility knife, because otherwise what you'll do is the paper or the foam it'll get like caught on the foam, and then you won't have a smooth line. You'll get this like jagged looking, it's just not very pretty. But when you cut it with a nice sharp knife, you get this really nice edge. So I'm just cutting that off to make it the right size. And then we've got a 10 by 14 inch piece here that we're going to use. So here's the way that I went about this. The very first one I did, I just kind of thought about which pages I liked the best, or which pages were sort of like had all the colors encapsulated, like the whole look and the whole sort of idea behind the craft paper collection. So in this one, let's take a look here. So I'm going to set the cover aside. Let me grab all of just the papers and not the embellishment sheets. It's foam board, Sandy, like you would use for a school project or something like that. All right, so I'm going to go through and pick out one, like I'm leaning towards that one. Yeah, we're going to do this one, okay? And then what I did is cut this into a quarter sheet. So that's 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. And you can do with something like this, there are so many arrangements that you can do. I've chosen to keep them all fairly similar just to make it easy on myself. But, you know, it just depends on the set itself. So then that piece is going to kind of go there. And I start to just kind of build this together as I get all my pieces. So then I want to find another piece. I know that looking at this, I want to use this one here because it's just like this bottom section. I want to use this one and do a 4 inch by 4 inch. So we're going to cut just this and have this bottom section, okay? And we're going to make that 4 inches by 4 inches. You're still going to have all the sheets there to show them what you do. Larissa, I don't know yet. There have been times that we have had like a binder that's had all the sheets for people to flip through, and it hasn't gone well. Nobody's actually looked at it. We thought about providing like a QR code for people to scan and go to a digital page for people to like flip through. Like if you go to the website and you look at the craft paper subscription page, there is a flip book that you can flip through the current month's pages. So we were thinking about doing something like that and having like a QR code on there where they can scan it and then look at all of them digitally instead of having a physical piece. But tell me what you all think, because because I am curious to hear what you feel like would work best for you. Have fun, Jackie. Okay, so we just cut that so it's like a little, you know, I don't want to miss that because if I print if I cut some of the other pieces and I have just the small pieces, you will miss that whole design there. We don't want to miss that. So that's going to kind of go over top there. We need another piece that's going to go behind. Also, I'm thinking about the sizing of some of these. I know that these two are going to be some of the small squares. So I'm going to set those aside. And then this one here also has this kind of design going on here. So I don't want to miss that either. You think the QR code would be good? So I've also got a 3x3 square. So I'm going to cut this out just a little bit. I think I'm going to remove some here on the edge. You like to physically see it. And then Dana said she likes the idea of the QR code. The issue that I have with having the pages out for people to flip through is I worry, does that make someone think that it's going to be a physical product sent to them? Because it's not. It's all digital. And so if it's already printed, does that give someone the wrong impression? That's my worry. All right. So we cut that out so we could get the little cardinal. Yes, Larissa. All right, these right here, these red ones, I'm going to go on and cut 1.5 inches square. So just 1.5 inch squares, just one of each of these. This one too. Hello, Glenda. Dale said she's more of a hands-on person. She doesn't usually use the QR code. Okay, that's good to know. Very good to know. Okay, so I've got 3 more designs. I need another big one, which is going to go right here behind the Santa. And then I need 2 here. Okay, so I'm thinking that even though I'm going to lose, see, I'm thinking if I want to do something different here. In order to avoid losing some of this pattern, I'm thinking about changing this up just a little bit from what I've done before. So let's see here what I could maybe do. This one has this great stripe on it. And so maybe if instead, this is all about displaying. Jennifer, I am not. Is that like a St. Patrick's Day tradition? I don't really ever celebrate St. Patrick's Day. As you can see, we didn't even wear green today. Not if you have a large sign saying something like samples of digital paper designs. I like to see these things physically too. Okay, Tracy. So if we cut just this piece and maybe we used it and put it across the bottom like this. Maybe going this way. So right now we're just sort of laying this out and trying to come up with a plan. Yes, Dale, and we've done that before. We have done that before as well. Okay, this one right here, I think I'm going to do a smaller square. So I think I'm going to do 2.5-inch square on this one. Let's see what that looks like. I was thinking here, but I'm not loving that. We might move things around a little bit. And then this one here, I wanted to do kind of a bigger one. So let's do 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is a 1/4 sheet. Oh, there you go, Jennifer. I'm sorry to hear that, though. My mom gets those, and I know they are the worst. Okay. So we've got all of our craft paper, all our different ones cut out. Okay. Elizabeth, we're making a mood board to display our craft paper at the Pinners conference that we're going to next month. So now that I've got that, I'm going to choose at least one of the designs from the craft paper, the embellishments. And I already have, okay, so I'm going to choose one of these that are 4 by 6. So we've got 4 of them. This one here is already being used. So let's pick a different one. I'm going to go with this one, this Santa up here. So we're going to cut it out. This is one of those things you just do a little at a time. And then once you have everything laid out, then that's when you start gluing things down. So kind of like a scrapbook. They're actually pretty fun to make. I'm going to cut this guy just a little bit shorter than it is supposed to be. All right. Okay. So let's see here what we can do. Let's play with this. Okay, we've got this down here. And then I probably will want to also include, if I can, one of these tags to show, because I think that would be good to show as well. So let's play with the placement here for a minute. Maybe do something like that. And that could overlap there. This could maybe come down a little bit more. We've got to have room for the title. Let's do the title really quick so I can play with that. And what I've been doing for the title is just taking, this one's big, just taking the cover sheet and I'm cutting out Victorian Christmas with Mom's name. It would be, Jennifer. I think there's a lot of ways that you can utilize this concept. Debbie, we are making a little mood board to display our craft paper at the Pinners Conference next month. So right now we're just sort of playing with the placement of things and trying to decide what looks good and where everything should go. And I think I'm feeling that. If we put that guy maybe right there in the center. The only thing we don't have is a tag. So let me grab a tag. I'm going to do I think I'm going to do the little kids over here. I'm not going to trim these out really well because we're going to be putting them possibly onto some foam board, which is going to change it. So I'm just going to trim them out a little bit here so I can lay it down and see what it looks like. Thank you, Debbie. Elizabeth, I'm typically going live in the afternoons, usually around between 3 and 4:30 generally is about what time I'm on. Thanks, Elizabeth. Okay, so let's see here. So this we could maybe do something kind of like that, just kind of at an angle. I'm thinking I'm liking this. So I'm going to start putting things on foam board. Okay, so when I'm layering something and it's going over top, then I'm typically using some foam board. Okay, so some of the things I'm going to use foam board on is definitely the little squares here. So I've just got some scrap foam board that I've been using. So these, of course, aren't being layered, but I still am using foam board on them just to add dimension. So I'm just using a glue stick here. This is the Extra Strength. Is that what it's called? Elmer's glue stick. Yeah, the Extra Strength one. So we're going to glue both of these onto a scrap piece of foam board. And then I just take my ruler and a sharp utility knife. You want to make sure you got a nice new blade for this. And then I just cut them out. I line my ruler up to just right at that edge, maybe even a little bit in so that I don't get any of that black showing. And I cut each of them out individually. And it cuts beautifully. As long as you have a sharp knife. You want to make sure you've got that sharp knife. Otherwise, it will not cut beautifully. Make sure you get a firm hold on there so that your ruler doesn't move. Okay. There we go. And then you just end up with this little piece. You can start to kind of lay things out. So this green piece is going to go lay flat. Both of these pieces are going to need some foam board. So grab another scrap here. And for some reason you're like me and you're doing a lot of these, save some of your scraps because we're actually going to use some of them today. I'll show you how. You could also use decoupage glue for this to adhere. I'm also using the glue gun a little bit for this as well. All right, now we're gonna get this big one. Okay, glue it down. And we'll just trim these out. I'm so glad, Debbie. I loved crafting with this set as well at Christmas time. There were just so many beautiful things. I know I probably got rid of, but like either gave away as prizes or things like that. A lot of the things that I made with this, but I feel like I made a lot of things with this paper because it was just so beautiful. She did a fabulous job designing this set. Okay. So there's that one. Got this just great little piece. You can start to see it come together when you start to build these layers. Thank you, Barbara. Have a great day. So what do you all do on St. Patrick's Day to celebrate other than corned beef and cabbage? Does anybody do anything for St. Patrick's Day? Thank you, Debbie. All right. Okay. So there's that one. Now this one is actually going to be a double layer. Okay, so you're going to have these pieces that are going to be sort of like this. And then this piece is going to kind of be layered over top of the Santa and the other flat pieces. So with this piece, we're going to end up doing another layer on the back side to make it raised up. So we'll be taking some of our scrap pieces and putting those on the back side. So I'm going to take this little scrap piece here. Well, it was coming and then it went away. All right, I'm going to add that here. And then I'm laying it on. I just want to make sure I get it on the right side. And I want the other piece over here. Okay. So that'll go like that. Now this piece right here also needs some foam board. So we're going to add it. Okay. Let's cut it out. And then we can start gluing stuff down and seeing what else we need to do. that would be fun. Who said that? Tracy. Do it. It's really fun. It really is. I think it's a great idea to do for lots of things. Maybe you're, I do a digital version a lot. So I shared a digital version of our Boost mood board with you all a little while ago. I will do that a lot to kind of just get an idea of what I'm feeling and how things look together. So I did a digital version, and I just did the wallpaper that I was looking at, the rug I was looking at, the bookcase I was looking at, some of the other furnishings that I wanted to go in, our neon light, like all the different things that I was thinking about and imagining. I want to be able to see it all together and see how everything looks together. So that's kind of the whole point behind a mood board. So you can do it with a lot of things, maybe a party that you're planning, or, you know, maybe you're going to redecorate your daughter's room or something like that. You can just pull all those things together. You see also mood boards a lot on Facebook through like Amazon or things where someone's put together just this board of like all these different pieces. It could be like a clothing outfit idea, or all of these great home decor pieces that look really great together. Things like that. Which is really fun. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing some things down, and then we'll just keep going. So we're going to start with like the piece that I know for sure that's going to be in the back. And I know this one right here is going to be in the back. So we're going to do it first. The Pinners Conference, Debbie, is sort of derived from Pinterest. It is not affiliated with Pinterest, though. And it's basically this big conference or big show, kind of like if you were to go to like a home and garden show. It's sort of that size. But, you know, lots and lots and lots, thousands of people come, and there are all these booths set up all throughout the conference center. And you can go and you can shop. You can take classes. There's all kinds of different classes for all sorts of different things. Lots of DIYs, everything from watercolor to sewing, crochet, crafting, all different things. And then there's also make and takes that you can do literally inside the conference center. Like while you're shopping, you might go to a booth and they have a little make and take that you can do right there. And you can make it and take it home with you. And it's just really fun. Or at least it sounds really fun. I've not been, so I can't say for sure. But it just sounds like really cool, especially if you love crafting. It's honestly seems like the perfect place for a crafter. So you get to know new brands and new other, you know, crafters and creators that inspire you. The date is April the 25th and 26th, and it's in Atlanta. It's not right in the heart of Atlanta. It's a little bit outside, so it's not right in big city Atlanta. It's in an area called Smyrna, and it's at the Cobb Galleria. Thank you, Debbie. All right, I'm going to go on and hot glue these little red pieces down. So I just take some hot glue right on the back and just glue those down. Okay. And then this little poinsettia piece, I'm going to glue it down using my glue stick. We are looking forward to it. Definitely nervous about it. We've never done anything of this scale and honestly do not have much experience. Anything we've done that's been remotely close to this has never gone well. This is a whole different beast, so hoping that it will go well, because it's completely different from the other events that we've participated in. So we'll see. All right. So we've got several things laid down here now. I'm going to grab this and just start to kind of see how this is looking. So this guy, I think, will use the clips. They're over here. So I bought these that I can use on some of them just to add a little something. They're just little push pins that have little clips on them. The push pin is actually too big, so I do have to cut it. So I'm just gonna cut off the end of it. So it's just got a little nub there, and then I just kind of glue it in to the foam board. We're gonna use that on there. And then I think our Santa, we're going to be something kind of like this. I think I'm going to move that over. Or do I think I like it like that actually. Just keep playing with it until you're happy with all the spacing. All right, and I am going to press that down. And then I just kind of hold it in place and add a little hot glue behind there. Just push that in. And then I just tack this down with hot glue. Okay, so then I'm just going to grab my hot glue gun and just do a little dot on the bottom of each corner and then at the top of each corner. Just a little dot of glue. Just to tack it down. So then this guy is going to go here and this guy is going here. Okay, so I'm going to glue this guy down. Just using hot glue again. You just got to be careful of your layers. Make sure that you get the bottom first before you do the top. All right, now the Santa needs to be glued down before we add that little cardinal there. We're going to do it with some glue stick. Yeah, this show is definitely going to be big. I just hope it's big for us, you know. I will tell you, like I said, we have done events before. We have not done a ton of events. So we've done a lot of research to try and figure out what are the best things that we need to do, what's the best ways to get people in, and to make sales, because, you know, it's a lot of work, a lot of money, and at the end of the day, part of the point is to go and make sales. And so, you know, you want it to be a big deal. So that's what we're hoping for. All right, so this guy, I've already put the foam board on the back here, so I'm going to just make a mental note of where I need my glue to go, and I want it this on this corner and then on those other pieces. So I'm just kind of leaving my finger right there and then we'll glue this down. Okay. So we added those other pieces back there to be a support. Okay. Yes, Dana, absolutely. And you all can go to thecelebrationcompany.com as well and go to the Meet the Makers event, and you'll find out a little bit more about pinners from there. And there's also links from there, as well as a coupon code to get $5 off your ticket. All right. So let's see here. Victorian Christmas, the title. I'm going to grab it and glue it down. Now that we're starting to get things glued down, I can really get a feel for what it needs. So we got that glued down. I'm going to go on and glue this little piece. Okay. Now, I like the idea of just kind of taking this little tag and putting it here. I think I do want it to be raised, though. Do I want it to be raised? I might not, actually. I think what I might do instead, we're going to do something a little different with it. Instead, I'm going to glue it onto let me find something. Like a piece of chipboard. Okay, let's glue it onto a piece of chipboard. Yes, Tracy, I have to make, this is my 4th one, so I've got 4 more to make before April, and I have to make sure I've got completed crafts of all of the papers that we're bringing, so I can give a really good idea of what you can do with the papers. Okay, so we're going to glue this onto our chipboard, which, by the way, is now available at thecelebrationcompany.com. You can purchase the chipboard in packs of 10. I think it's $4.99. Now we're going to cut this out. So I'm going to just take my scissors and cut the top and the bottom out so I can get that detail, and then we'll cut the edges out. We'll see how this looks. Jennifer, yes, I absolutely can. It's just foam board, and then these little clips and a glue stick. But I can post the links. Gotta watch my fingerprints. I'm leaving marks here. It has been weird here too, Dana. It is supposed to warm up, but let me tell you, yesterday Griffin had a flag football game, and it was 40 degrees and windy. It was so cold. The kids were freezing. All of us in the stadium were freezing. It was wild, considering the day before was like 70 degrees. But I hope everyone's okay, and that I know that there was some storm damage in a few places. We didn't really get anything here other than a little bit of rain and cold weather. I mean, maybe a few claps of thunder, but not much. Didn't really do much here. Okay. So I got that. So now let's cut off the edges. Make them nice and straight. Okay, so we got our tag. Here's what I want to do. I am going to, instead of just putting it on there like that, I just can't. I gotta do a little bit of distressing. Just because I can't help it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of walnut stain to the edges. And this will be a little bit of an idea of what you can do with the papers right on the mood board. Oh gosh, Dana. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, now I'm going to give it a little bit of a curl. All right, and then I want to find a thumbtack, I think, to go right in there. Let me find one. Let's see if I've got a black, maybe, or y'all. I had to tape this thing. I don't think I've gotten in it since it fell and broke open twice, and thumbtacks went everywhere, and you can tell I was done with it. So I just threw it all back in there and said, to heck with this, and taped it up. Now I've got to try and get in it. Okay. There we go. Okay. Ooh, I've got this little velvet one. It might be sort of cute. Decline. Don't know who you are. Or I've got the black, which goes with the black clip over here. Do I like that? Let me see if I've got anything else. I used to have some like vintage looking ones. I don't see them. Or do I like that? Let's go with that one. So I am going to just take some hot glue and just apply some hot glue right at the top. Yes, Kathy, we are driving to Georgia. And then I'll cut some of that excess off and add some hot glue and push that in. Okay, so then I just need to cut this off. I think I'm going to do it with scissors. Okay. And our mood board is complete, I believe. What do y'all think? Now, something that I have done with some of the others is I've used the bow, which I don't know if that is going to be necessary on this one, but let's see. So I'm just going to cut out around it, not perfectly around it, because I will have to put it on foam board. So it's kind of cute down there, but it might be too much. But let me look through everything else and just see if there's anything else. There's also these might be kind of cute down here. There's these little squares down here. Which would be really cute to use. I like the bird. The presents are really cute. I'm gonna just cut this out. Oh my goodness, Kathy, that's a long way. It's only about 5 hours for us, maybe a little over 5 hours. So not too bad. So I cut, leaving a little edge so that you could see that it was like a little piece. I might like that, actually. Let's add that. Let's use a piece of foam board for that. I think that finishes it off, and we're not going to use the bow. Teresa, thank you. It just, lots of time spent doing stuff like this. All right, let's cut that out. And I think this mood board is ready to go. And so then I'll just have to make, I'll make one or two more things to go with it, so that you can really get a feel for what you can do with it. I think that the bow is going to be too much to add to it. I'm not sure it's going to need anything else, honestly. Feeling like this is going to be more than enough. But look how adorable that turned out. So cute. And you can see that it just really gives you a good feel for the entire bundle. You can really get an idea of what all you receive in the entire craft, in the entire bundle of paper. You get these beautiful images. You get a feel for what all of the papers look like, and it's just really a good visual. Jennifer, I've always crafted, always. So let me show you all. You can kind of see. I just feel like the bow is too much. I feel like it would need to be kind of right in here. For me, it's just a little too much. It just sort of takes away. Yeah, I don't want it to look cluttered. I kind of like it just like this. So, this will sit on an easel, or I might get, we also saw on Amazon some like little paper, self-adhesive things that you glue to the back that have like a paper or like cardboard stand. I know I'm not describing that right. But that would make them stand on their own. And then we'll set with them the crafts that are made using the paper designs, so that you can get an idea of what you can make with all of these pieces as well. So this turned out so cute. I just love each and every single one of them. So this was the other one. I've already done 2 others as well, and I can't wait to see them all put up next week. Is it next week? the 29th, I don't think that's next week. We are planning to start setting up our entire booth. So we're doing kind of like a dry run, and we're going to set everything up, inventory every single thing, so we can see what we need and what we don't need, and that way we don't take a bunch of stuff that we don't need, and we have a really good idea of how to set things up when we get there, because you know, you've only got so much time to set up. And so I can't wait to see. I'm hoping to have all these done and be able to set them up in the bookshelf so we can really get an idea of if this works or not, or if we need to make some tweaks or whatever. So yes, Jennifer, I did my granny. I've talked about my granny a lot on here, but my granny was just a huge inspiration to me. She was a very creative person and loved to craft. She loved all the holidays and decorated for them all, and not just like a little bit. She went all out. And I have lots of memories. My granny was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis when she was in her 30s. And so by the time, you know, I came around, she wasn't able to do as many things. So I have memories of my mom going over there and me going. My mom would decorate for her, and my granny would kind of give her an idea of what she wanted, and my mom would do it for her. And so anyways, I remember crafting with my granny. She taught me how to sew, even though I hate to sew. I'm sorry, but she did teach me how to sew. So anyways, Mom was always a crafter, and you know, it's just kind of ingrained in me. It's just part of who I am. So it's always been just a natural thing for me to be creative, and so that's one reason why I love it so much. We are not doing the clothing boutique, Dana. We're just doing the crafting boutique at Pinners. So it'll be predominantly just the Celebration Company items, things that are our branded items. So all of our tools are going, our craft paper, our crafty kit. A lot of our 3D printed items are going to be going with us, things like that. And then if there's anything that we really need to get rid of, we're taking that too. But it's going to mostly be a lot of we should have our glue guns by then. So taking our glue guns, and our sanders and our scrapers and all our 3D printed stuff. All of that type of stuff we're taking. Robin, we are on Pinterest. It's the Celebration Company. You should be able to just search that. But I can share a link right now with you. If you'll give me just a second, if it will work. Right, it did this to me the other day and it wouldn't let me switch accounts for some reason. And it's not seeming to want to do it right now either. Let's see if I can force it. Nope. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Here is our Pinterest account. Is Griffin happy to be going? Yes, I think he is. I think he's excited. I think we're all kind of looking forward to it, but also very nervous about it. So pray for us. Are we losing all our past videos from Facebook? Yes, Debbie, we are. But we are working on a plan to avoid that. But yes, that is true. That is happening. Darn Facebook. All right, y'all. Well, I've got to get off of here. I hope that y'all have a great day. Thanks for joining me while I worked on that. I hope you all enjoyed that. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Have an amazing St. Patrick's Day.